Hi, my name is Carina and welcome to my tiny house. I'm just going to give you a tour. I've been building this for a little over a year and a half. I started in February 2019. So it's been a while. I've moved it once and here it is. I just finished painting it, and to everyone out there that wants to see a tour and I haven't been able to give it to them because they're not here or for whatever reason, this is your chance. I'm going to do several videos about my process and how I got to where I was, and if anyone has any questions they can ask me and I can answer about my whole building process. But basically I went into it knowing a little bit of carpentry. I had built some stuff before. I've built an off-the-grid cabin, but I have never done anything like this. And so I just started dreaming and looking at images and researching and looking at more images and researching and more, and I saw a bunch of different tiny houses and none of them were what I liked. This one is 10 foot wide by 24 feet, and most tiny houses that you see are 8.5 feet wide, and the reason for that is because that is the limit for width if you're taking it down the road. If you go any wider than that you need a wide load permit, but what I had seen in tiny houses, 8.5 feet felt so much like a tube. And I didn't like that. You couldn't do a good layout in it. And so I started researching and seeing why hasn't anyone really done very many wide ones. And a lot of people that make tiny houses make them because they want to travel and be on the road with them a lot, and that wasn't my plan. My idea was that making a house on wheels, it does several things. One, it's more affordable. You know, you're making a small house, and a lot of my reason for making this is about sustainability and small footprint, etc., which I'll get into a little bit more later. And the other reason is that the aspect that I can take it if I need to, but I don't plan on traveling a lot with it. So, but I can move it if I have to. And then as well, that building on a trailer bed, you can bypass most all of permits for building, which is huge, because those, not only do those cost money, they really limit how you can design your space and what you can do with it. And I like freedom, and I don't like to be told what to do. And in order to make a design that I wanted and rang true with me, and so with a wide load permit, it actually, when I was doing the research, it's not that expensive to do that. And if I'm not moving it that much, it's worth it to me. It can range from, I think, between $50 and $100 per state. So if you're just passing through, you buy a one-time permit, and in the end, it really is worth it for the amount of space that it gives. It gives 1.5 feet more space to work with, and for me, that was huge. Let's go around the side. The way I did the layout too is that I didn't see any design I liked online, and so I made my own. I also am working with a budget, so I couldn't design around the windows. I couldn't design and then put windows and doors in. I needed to buy the windows and doors first in order to create the design around them. So I went to Habitat resale store where you can get a lot of good building materials for really cheap, and I picked out 6 windows, and with those specifications I could start to design my building. And also I think a lot of people, I did the whole design by myself and haven't seen any sort of layout like this before. And as I was building, I'm the kind of person that I never fully plan. So I didn't even know what the roof was going to look like until I literally got to the stage where I was like, I have to decide what kind of roof I'm going to make before moving forward. And I was just thinking and thinking for like 2 days, and suddenly it came to me, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a gabled roof. I was gonna do like one long side and the slanted roof like this, but after just seeing a bunch of images and researching, I decided that this is sort of the look I wanted. I didn't want it to look like a box, but I also didn't want it to look cutesy. And I think that one thing that people do a lot with tiny houses is they kind of take the idea of a big house and make it, squish it into this small space. And to me, that's absolutely not what I'm trying to do. I got a lot of inspiration from tons of Japanese and Scandinavian design, and they sort of approached it as, or a lot of Japanese design I see is kind of like, you have this space, how would you design it to live? Not necessarily how do you make a big house small, which is a lot of what I was seeing. And so another thing was, for me, it was really important to have a bed downstairs. I don't want a loft bed. I feel claustrophobic. I don't like climbing up there. I wanted a whole room where I could shut the door and feel like I have my little oasis. Those are some aspects about my design, and I think we can walk inside and I'll give you a tour.